There is a reason why you have always felt different, a reason why the world never truly understood you. You have known it deep down. Something inside of you is not like the others. But what if I told you that everything you have been through was leading to this exact moment, that every challenge, every rejection, every hardship was preparing you for something greater than you ever imagined? This is not a coincidence. This is not an accident. If you are hearing my voice right now, understand. One thing, God led you here because what is about to happen is not just another message. It is a calling, a moment you were always meant to face, a moment that, once it happens, there is no going back. The world has tried to convince you that you are just like everyone else, that your pain was random, that your struggles were meaningless. But deep down, you have always known. There is something different about you, something the world never wanted you to discover, but now the truth can no longer be hidden, because a shift is happening, and very soon. The world will see what happens when a chosen one finally awakens. Have you ever felt like you do not belong? Like no matter how hard you try to fit in, something keeps pulling you away? That is not just a feeling, it is a sign, because God's power is already knocking at your door, and this is your moment, your one chance to open the door and let Him in. For so long, you have been told you are not enough, that you are just another face in the crowd, that your dreams are too big, that your spirit is too strong. They lied to you. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to rise. And now, at this very second, a transformation is unfolding. You feel it, do you not? The air feels different. The energy around you has changed. It is because something is moving, something is shifting, something is calling your name, and when God steps in, everything changes. Your pain, transformed. Your doubts, silenced. Your past, left behind. This is not just another message. This is the moment you have been waiting for. But before we continue, I need you to do something, because what happens next depends on you. You have been through too much to turn back now. Think about everything you have endured, the ones who doubted you, the ones who mocked your dreams, the silent battles no one ever saw. You could have given up, but you did not. And that is why God is calling you right now. This is the test that separates the ordinary from the chosen, and only those who are ready will make it through. So prove that you are ready. If you know deep inside that this message is meant for you, declare it. Type "I am ready" in the comments. Not because it is just words, but because when you declare something out loud, it becomes real. Because once you make this declaration, everything starts shifting. The energy begins to move. This is not just a comment, it is a contract with destiny. And if you do not claim it now, you might miss this moment forever. So, decide, because this is not just a video. This is the beginning of your awakening. Now listen carefully, because what I am about to tell you is something the world does not want you to know. God is not just watching over you. He is ready to move through you, to step inside your life, to take over, to lift you to a level that no one ever thought possible. And once this happens, nothing will ever be the same. The struggles you have faced, the rejection, the silent battles you fought alone, they were never meant to break you. They were shaping you, strengthening you, preparing you. And now the time has come, because when God enters your life, nothing remains the same. The ones who doubted you, they will be silenced. The ones who mocked you, they will watch in awe. The ones who tried to break you, they will realize they failed, because this is the moment you rise. This is the moment your name is written in the heavens. God is moving. Are you ready? They doubted you. They mocked you. And for so long, you carried the weight of their disbelief. But what if I told you that every betrayal, every rejection, every silent battle you fought was never random, that everything, every struggle, every loss, every moment of doubt was a test? And now, the results are in. The world may have tried to break you, but God never let you fall. Because the pain you endured, it was not just suffering, it was preparation. And now, the time has come for the final revelation. You have always known you were different. You have always felt it deep within, but you never understood why. Why the world pushed you away. Why people never truly accepted you. Why your victories always came with a price. Now, listen carefully. Because the answer has been hidden from you for far too long, the reason they never accepted you is because they were never meant to. You were not created to blend in. You were not designed to be like them. You were created to lead. And when you carry the mark of a leader, when you are chosen by something greater, the world tries to bury you before you rise. That is why you suffered. That is why you struggled. Because greatness is never given freely, it is earned. And what you have endured, that was your trial by fire. The pain is over now because God is stepping in, not tomorrow, not someday, right now. And when His presence moves through you, something will shift. The weight you have carried, it will be lifted. The doubts that haunted you, they will disappear. The pain that tried to define you, it will turn into power. Because the moment you fully surrender, the transformation begins. And those who once doubted you, they will be forced to watch, because what happens next will leave them speechless. When God enters your life, He does not come quietly. He comes like a storm, and everything that once stood against you will be wiped away. Your past, erased, your struggles, turned into strength, your name, written in places it was never supposed to be. Because when God moves, the world takes notice, and now it is your time. You will walk into rooms, and the atmosphere will shift. You will speak, and people will listen. You will rise, and no one will be able to deny it. Because this is your season. This is the moment they never wanted you to reach. And yet, here you are. The world tried to break you, but God rebuilt you, and now, nothing can stop you. Before we go any further, there is one thing left to do, because this transformation is not just happening in this video, it is happening inside you. And if you truly believe that, if you can feel this energy rising within you, then prove it. Type "I am ready" in the comments. Not later, right now, because once you declare it, everything shifts. This is your awakening, and the world is about to witness it. The world has spent years convincing you that you are ordinary, that your voice does not matter, that your dreams are too big. But deep down you always knew they were wrong. They feared you before you even realized your own power. That is why they doubted you. That is why they mocked you. That is why every step you took toward your purpose was met with resistance. Because something inside you was always different. And now, that difference is about to be revealed to the world. For too long, you have been walking in the shadows, carrying the weight of uncertainty, trying to make sense of a world that never seemed to accept you. But what if I told you the rejection was not a punishment, it was a sign? What if I told you that every person who doubted you, every friend who turned their back, every opportunity that slipped through your fingers was never meant to destroy you, but to prepare you? Because the moment is here. The moment where the pieces finally come together, the moment where you step into what you were always meant to be. No one sees the fire when it first starts. It is quiet, it is small, but when the time is right, it consumes everything in its path. And right now, the fire inside you is ready to burn. You feel it, do you not? That sensation deep within you, the feeling that something is coming. The knowing that your life is about to change in ways you never imagined. It is not just a thought. It is real. And the shift has already begun. This is not just about thinking differently. This is not just about hoping for something more. This is about stepping fully into the identity that was always meant for you. No more doubt, no more hesitation. No more waiting. The transformation is not coming later. It is not happening to someone else. It is happening now. And it is happening to you. For years, they told you that you were too much, too intense, too passionate, too different. But they never stopped to ask themselves, why? Why did you stand out? Why could you not just be like the rest? Why did you always feel called to something greater? They saw what you could not. And it scared them, because when someone is chosen, the world always fights to keep them small. It tries to silence them before they realize who they truly are. But here is the truth. They never had the power to define you. And now, they have no choice but to watch as you rise. Every tear you cried. Every moment you wanted to give up. Every time you asked why things had to be so hard. It was never for nothing. You were never alone. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared. And now, the weight you have carried is about to turn into your greatest strength. This is the part they never tell you. The moment when the shift becomes undeniable. When the world starts to take notice. When the people who once ignored you suddenly cannot stop watching. Because they can feel it too. Something about you has changed. You no longer walk with uncertainty. You no longer question whether you are enough. You no longer wait for permission to be great. You just are, and there is nothing they can do to stop it, because when God moves, no one can stand in the way. Your energy is different now. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you step into a room, it is all shifting. And they do not understand it. They do not know why, but they can feel it. You are no longer someone they can overlook, no longer someone they can doubt, no longer someone they can dismiss. The power inside you is real. And now, the world has no choice but to see it. The transformation is not happening in the future. It is happening now. And if you know deep down that this moment was meant for you, declare it. Say it out loud, because this is not just a message. This is not just a video. This is your confirmation. This is the sign you have been waiting for, and the time has finally come. They never expected you to make it this far. They thought the weight of your struggles would crush you, that the rejection would silence you, that the doubts would consume you. But here you are, still standing, stronger than ever. And now, something inside of you is waking up. You can feel it, can you not? The shift happening deep within. It is not just a thought, not just a feeling. It is real, and the world can sense it too. The same people who once dismissed you are now looking twice. They do not know why, but something about you is different. You carry yourself differently. You walk with a confidence they do not recognize. You speak with an authority they cannot explain. That is because they are seeing something they never wanted to admit. The power they once tried to deny in you is now undeniable. They tried to keep you small because they knew that once you stepped into your true self, you would be unstoppable. And now, their worst fear is coming true. You have spent years doubting yourself, questioning why your journey was so different, why nothing ever seemed to come easy. But now you understand. The battles you fought in silence were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to build you. The pain was not a punishment, it was preparation. The loneliness was not abandonment, it was alignment. The struggles were not random, they were shaping you into the person you were always meant to be, and now nothing can hold you back. Look around, everything is changing. The energy around you, the way people respond to you, the way opportunities are opening in ways they never did before. This is not luck, this is not coincidence. This is what happens when you finally step into who you were always meant to be. The same ones who ignored you, who doubted you, who questioned whether you would ever make it, they are watching now. And they do not understand it. They do not know how, but they can feel it. The power that is moving through you, the force that is guiding you, the presence that surrounds you. It is something they cannot explain, because this is not just a personal transformation. This is something divine, and when God moves through someone, the world has no choice but to take notice. You do not have to prove yourself anymore. You do not have to explain why you have changed. You do not have to convince anyone of what is happening inside of you, because it is already happening, and now there is only one thing left to do. Keep moving, keep rising, keep stepping into the path that was always meant for you. Because the world is not ready for what is coming next, but you are. They tried to silence you. They tried to make you believe that you were never meant for more, but something inside of you refused to accept their version of your story. Something deep within kept whispering that you were meant for something greater. And now that whisper has become a roar. This is the moment where everything changes, not in some distant future, not for someone else. Right here, right now. You can feel it, can you not? That pull, that shift, that undeniable force moving through you, it is not a coincidence. It is not your imagination. It is real. And it is happening now. The pain that once held you back no longer controls you. The doubt that once filled your mind has no place here anymore. The fear that used to keep you small is now powerless against what is rising inside of you. Because when transformation begins, nothing can stop it. People are starting to notice. They see something in you that they cannot explain. There is an energy around you that was not there before. You walk differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself with a presence that demands attention. They do not understand it, but they can feel it. And deep down, they know they were wrong about you. You were never weak. You were never lost. You were never less than. You were becoming. And now, the world has no choice but to watch as you step into the version of yourself that was always waiting beneath the surface. This is not just about confidence. This is not just about success. This is about stepping fully into the power that has been within you all along. This is about no longer waiting for permission to be who you were always meant to be. Because the truth is, you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out, and now they see it. The same people who doubted you, who questioned you, who walked away from you, they do not know what to say. They do not recognize this version of you, and they never saw this coming because they thought they had you figured out. They thought they knew your limits, but they never realized that you had no limits. And now, every time you walk into a room, the energy shifts. Every time you speak, people listen. Every time you take a step forward, the world around you changes because you are no longer the person they used to know. You have stepped into something greater, something unstoppable. And now nothing can hold you back. This is your time. This is your moment, and nothing will ever be the same again. They never expected this. They never thought you would make it here. They thought the weight of your struggles would break you, that the silence would consume you, that the pain would steal your fire. But instead, something else happened. You became unshakable. The very things that were meant to destroy you became the foundation of your strength. The rejection, the doubt, the loneliness, they did not weaken you. They awakened you. And now, every person who once questioned your worth is being forced to watch as you step into the power that was always meant for you. This is what happens when someone finally realizes who they are. This is what happens when transformation is no longer just an idea, but a reality. It is happening now, and there is nothing they can do to stop it. You feel it, do you not? The shift. The way the air seems different around you. The way the world is responding to you in ways it never has before. It is not your imagination. It is not luck. It is the power of stepping into alignment with what was always meant to be. You no longer need their validation. You no longer need them to see your worth, because you see it now, and that is all that matters. The old version of you, the one that questioned everything, the one that hesitated, the one that played small, no longer exists. That version of you was necessary for the journey, but it is not who you are anymore, because now you are walking in power, and they can feel it. The way people look at you has changed. The way opportunities find you has changed. The way the universe responds to you has changed. Because now you carry something that cannot be ignored, a presence, a force, a certainty that radiates from within. You are not just existing anymore. You are moving with purpose, and the ones who once doubted you, they have no choice but to watch as you rise. Because this is the part of your story where everything shifts. This is where the past no longer has a hold on you. This is where you finally take your place, and nothing will ever be the same again. They thought they had the final say. They thought their words would define you, that their doubt would shape your future. But they never realized that everything they did to break you was only building you. Every rejection, every betrayal, every door that closed in your face, it was never meant to stop you. It was meant to prepare you. And now, here you are, stronger, wiser, unstoppable. The world is seeing you differently now. They cannot explain it, but they can feel it. The energy around you has shifted. The presence you carry is undeniable. And the ones who once dismissed you, they no longer know what to say, because you are no longer asking for permission. You are no longer waiting for approval. You are stepping into everything you were always meant to be. This is what happens when someone finally realizes their power. This is what happens when the chosen ones stop shrinking, stop doubting, stop holding back. The world has no choice but to take notice, and now there is no going back. The old version of you, the one they could ignore, the one they could overlook, no longer exists. Because you are walking in something greater now, and every step you take from this moment forward is a step into purpose. Look around. The doors that once seemed locked are opening. The voices that once spoke against you are silent. The people who once doubted you are now watching in awe, because something inside of you has awakened, and nothing will ever be the same again. This is your moment, your time, your destiny unfolding right in front of you. And if you know deep down that this message was meant for you, then it is time to declare it. Say it out loud. Let the world hear it. This is not just a transformation. This is the beginning of everything.